Make you catch them, name them, shame them for fraud. This is serious. Online fraud near dangerous. This is serious. Online fraud.
Make you check them all.
Star 920 star 419 hash. Star 920 star 419 hash.
Check them on
FraudWall.
Check them on
FraudWall. Over and them. Over and them.
Frosters.
Over and them. Over and them.
Frosters.
Over and
FraudWall be you warm up.
over and them. Over and
FraudWall be you warm up.
over and them.
Yaya wadio Frosters.
Over there.
Yaya wadio scammers.
Over there.
Online fraudsters some last stop. And it's up a check it FraudWall. 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 Scam may be a last stop. Hey.
Make you no go fall and fraud. Make you catch them, name them, shame them for fraud. This is serious. Online fraud near dangerous. This is serious. Online fraud.
Make you check them all.
Star 920 star 419
Mantio.
star 920 star 419
Hello, good
Check
morning,
them
good
on
afternoon.
FraudWall.
I think it's good afternoon in
FraudWall.
Ghana time.
Over and
Welcome to our welcome to the second FraudWall Live. This is the first time you are joining us. We do this once in a while, just to pretty much as an office hours, which means that we're going to be talking about FraudWall. We're going to be talking about latest fraud, scams, alerts, what FraudWall is, and this is an opportunity for you to pretty much ask us any questions about what FraudWall is and what's happening. So today in particular, office hours is for just an hour, and couple of things that I wanna share. This is the first time joining. Welcome. I'll just drop a hi. It's more or less like a Q&A, question and answer session. So feel free to ask any question at all, and then we would get to you. So before we get into the scheme of things, I would want to welcome you again. Good afternoon in Ghana. It's just morning here, so just got in and trying to get this office hours started. So I think first off, let's couple of things I wanna draw your attention to, share this to friends and friends and families and people that are interested in talking about scam, fraud, and stuff like that. So you can scan the QR code to join the feed. We're going live. We're streaming live actually on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Yeah, all the other places you can imagine we are live there. So join us, share it. Uh, yep. Yeah. So yeah, let's start talking about. Yeah, feel free to put your questions in the chat, and I'll also try to answer as well. I'll try to answer you anything. So first of all, welcome to the stream again. We're here for probably just an hour, so I'll keep this a bit straight. So um, the couple of things in the news. I don't know if you've all seen this, but in the news is the media release, the MTN media release, which is so for those who don't know, there was um, apparently there has been a cybersecurity breach in some of the MTN system, and a couple of days past, people have been complaining about um, their how do you call it? People have been complaining about their mobile money pin. They're not doing anything, but then they are losing funds in their mobile monies because their OTPs have been compromised, and in most cases they changed it. They changed the OTPs, but then for some reason people are still able to. People have lost monies. There's a lady who apparently had lost about 11,000 CDs in the mobile money. But yes, MTN has come out to confirm that there has been a cybersecurity incident. I'm sure if you can see this on the screens right now. Um, yeah, and that's the press release. That's the press release that MTN released, which you can see on your screens right now. This was released on April 28th. So MTN Group has experienced a cybersecurity incident. However, our platform remains fully operational. Well, they say the platform is fully operational, but some people are still complaining. Now they are saying that about 5,700 MTN Ghana subscribers or customers may have been affected with, some of this. That means that potentially your data, which includes your phone, your number, your MSISDN, um, your number, and potentially your PIN, your mobile money PIN. And it looks as if this has been originating from a lot of people that have been using the the mobile money app. That is where a lot of the activity seems to be coming from. So what do you do at this moment? They're suggesting a couple of things you need to do. They're saying you should keep your Momo and MTN banking apps device updated, use strong unique password, be cautious of unexpected messages. Now technically, if your data has been compromised, it's compromised. I've also heard people in videos where people say they changed their OTPs themselves, but they are not able, but some way, somehow, people are still being able to use their old OTPs to withdraw money from their account. Well, coming from FraudWall, what we can advise you do is, um, for now, if you're not certain or sure if your Momo account has been compromised, move your funds. If you can, move it to maybe another wallet or move it to your banking apps. And I hope now the other thing is that for those that have linked your mobile money account to your banking applications, you also have to be cautious. Just as a measure, as a way of a measure, you can actually reset your passwords for your banking applications, change your pins and stuff like that in the banking applications. That's one thing you can do. Um, and yeah, report to MTN, as they're saying. They say they're working on it, and they are going to keep people posted. But there's some interesting numbers coming in here. So Bank of Ghana also released the 2024 report on payment systems and all that. Now, they said in that report that about 99 million Ghana cedis was at risk of, fraud in the year in review 2024. You don't want to be the next victim. And that is why some we have taken it upon ourselves to put in some of these measures. In the very, I think, couple of weeks ago, I had the Minister for Information Communication granting an interview and was asking the same question. Why is it that we know numbers and we know numbers that have frauded people, defrauded people, or scam people, and yet they've not been blocked on the network? And they keep doing this. They probably have scammed a few people and they still are on the network, they've not been blocked. And this is where FraudWall comes in with a unique opportunity. So what FraudWall is a crowdsourced platform which allows you to report and verify numbers before you perform or transact any mobile money transaction. So let me repeat that. It's practically a platform that allows you to verify and report fraudulent numbers or scam numbers, you know, and also allows you to check. So I'll give you an example. If I want to transact a business, if I want to send money and I'm not sure, the first thing I'll do is either go to fraudwall.ai, which I will share briefly. I'll go to fraudwall.ai and then go put in the number. So let's bring this here so I can share this with you guys. Um, let's give FraudWall the biggest part of things. So this is FraudWall. It's quite simple. It's fraudwall.ai. So you go to fraudwall.ai, and this how simple it is. It's very simple and clean. Um, um, so practically, this is the platform. So what you do is you simply, right, go to fraudwall, and if you want to verify a number, you just verify that number, all right, and we'll tell you if there's a report on that number. If there's no number, we still give you the information to tread cautiously. If the number is reported as scam, right, it will show here and it will be blocked immediately. Like it will show here as red, and we would advise you not to continue with the transaction. What we're trying to do with fraud wall is that it's crowdsourced, and this is an AI backed, AI powered, but then also has a human side of it. So you do a report, a human, an AI agent reviews it to make sure that, the evidence you are submitting is not fraudulent and stuff like that, or it's not AI generated. Um, they look at that, and then a human, fraud examiner also looks at it. So FraudWall is not just using AI. We are also part of the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. So we literally or technically leverage best practices in examining and determining, how to determine and report fraud. So we're doing this within the remit of best practices. So we have the website, which is fraudwall.ai, which is what you're seeing right now. But then we also have the short code, which is star 920 star 419 hash, right? Quite very, straightforward, very simple. Um, I'm also going to put, I think I'm going to put the QR code here as well. So the QR code is up here. You can also scan this if you're using your phone or something. You can scan to go to the website FraudWall and test the numbers. We also have the short code, which is star 920 star 419. Now the USSD platform doesn't do reporting. Okay, the USSD, because USSD is a bit constricted, they are not doing, you can't do reporting of numbers on USSD right now, but we are working to allow you to initiate that from USSD and follow the process with a web link, right? However, you can verify a fraud if a number is a fraudulent number or has been reported to be part of a fraud or scam using the short code. So you can use star 920 hash 419 hash, right? Star 920 star 419 hash. You can use that. Um, it's interesting that this is it's quite interesting the way lately scammers are evolving. All right, scammers are really evolving. They are also getting abreast with it. And for a long time now, some of us have had our own suspicions about how some of these bad actors are able to get information, your balance and all that, which in I had my own theory and opinion that this had to do either with some of the mobile money agents or there is some insider leak that MTN doesn't know of, and now it's coming off you know, um, as MTN, saying that, hey, there seems to be a leak, in the system that we're using. So you need to be careful when you're transacting businesses. Um, there's also the concept of social engineering. So someone who asked, what is social engineering, which is mostly what's happening. So on TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, where people pretend to be either selling something or part of a group, soliciting for some information or data, and by the time you know it, they have your number and they can use your number to to start to do um, other malicious activities. Now, the other interesting part of social engineering is sorry is has to do with information we share, right? A lot of us are on social media platforms. So like you're on TikTok, you are on Instagram and all these places, and you're probably going live. You're sharing information, you're sharing stuff. You are, streaking, sending videos, sending pictures, sending all that. Now, what's happening is that today, with advancement in AI and other technologies, someone can technically feed your live stream to an AI agent, and that AI agent is actually analyzing things in your room. Like, for instance, if you look at where I am right now, you can see there's some stuff in the background. Now, assuming, right, assuming that there are some sensitive things I'm working on this whiteboard, and I don't remember to clean them, and I'm gone live, and all that information is there, that is an easy way for an AI agent to start to identify items and objects and text and stuff in the video or in the live that I'm doing. All right. Now, the other thing as well that you know AI allows people to do is that I'll give you an example. There was a use case where an AI agent was made to follow, or for lack of better words, stalk someone on social media. And in the space of a week, that agent was able to tell a lot about that person that even the person, herself. I mean, from their color, their, favorite terms and words they use, was able to deduce their birthday, was able to know like a lot of things, right? You people are on live and you're talking, this my friend, this my this. All that information can be consumed by an AI agent, and that can be used as part of social engineering, right? So general ways to be safe on the internet when it talks about fraud transactions and all that, obviously, as much as possible, enable multiple factor authentic or multi-factor authentication, right? It's not just enough to use your phone number. Sometimes you can use a combination of that or apps that generate tokens, right? Or you can use what we call physical keys. I have one here. So if you look at, this is a FIDO key. Let me see if I can get it to focus a bit. So this goes into my laptop. It also has an RFID, so I can tap it behind my phone. And in here is a UV key, and I can press this. Now these things are not common yet, but I believe that with some of these attacks and fraudulent things happening, the mobile money operators who are now operating as bank would have to up the way they add security to these applications, right? And lately, a lot of applications are allowing for you to do more than just username and password and PIN, right? But it it made me want to, ask the question. Aside the pins that we have, what are the measures for pin revocation, pin reissuance, and all that? Because what was a bit hard for me, well, I won't say hard, but what I found a bit strange was that one of the people who reported that he was scammed said he had changed his mobile money pin, yet his old pin was still active, and someone withdrew money using his old pin, right? So that makes it a bit sketchy and scary. Like I have been on edge since I I started reading, the stuff about, stuff about it. And like I said, I would entreat um all of you, if you haven't changed your pin, right? And you've not noticed any unusual activity, don't be in a rush to do that. But be mindful of any link that will say, hey, there's been a major breach on MTN, and therefore we are um, we are enrolling, we're enrolling on pin like revocation or reissuance, right? Don't click on any link to take you to any phishing website for you to put in your data, right? In the coming days, it will be interesting to see what MTN does in terms of having people, coming to, revoke old pins and reissue, new pins to them. Ideally, they can also assume that you still have access to your phone, especially for those whose um, accounts have been compromised. Else, it would have been just a PIN revocation and then a rollout of a new PIN to their secondary contact information. But now, this would have to probably happen directly in their offices. And I can imagine the queues and hard lines that would be lined up there in their offices. Um, so if you're joining us, this is Fraud War Live Office Hours. We're talking about everything Fraud War, what Fraud War is, um, and also talking about um, primarily how to be safe conducting business when it comes to mobile money, and generally protecting your transactions and yourself online. Um, Online presence is quite important, but then be mindful what you're sharing online. Before you are quick to jump onto any applications and sharing your data and information, be mindful what you're sharing there, because that information, someone could technically be, harvesting that data for some other use cases. Um, the other thing is for those that are also almost always using public Wi-Fi, airport Wi-Fi, mall Wi-Fi, park Wi-Fi to transact things or to do stuff on your phone. That is also a no. That is a no. If you're in a place where there's good coverage, you're better off leveraging your cellular network for transactions. And if you can do that through a VPN. So if you're joining us, this is Fraud War Office Hours Live. It's an opportunity for you to talk to me and ask me about Fraud War, what it is. And Fraud War is just a platform it's a crowdsourced AI platform that allows you to verify, report, right? Right now, in the current state, it's only verifying and reporting phone numbers pertaining to fraudulent and scam activities. But in our future releases, we are actually going to also take a look at not just fraud, not just phone numbers, but people that are actually, you know, involved in fraudulent activities. So it will be more of a way of getting reports on people, social media handles, and their information so that you can stay clear of these people. That is what FraudWall is. We're currently on 3 platforms. There is the web-based platform, which you're seeing now, which is fraudwall.ai, very simple and easy to get to. And that's worldwide. So today you can contribute and use FraudWall anywhere in the world. In the West Africa sandwich, you can do that. With our USSD, the USSD is only functional currently in Ghana, which is *920 *419#. That is only functional in Ghana now. But we are working on rolling out in other countries closest to you so that you can actually also contribute and verify your numbers. We also have a Telegram bot that allows you. Hey, Clean. Thanks for joining. We also have a Telegram a Telegram bot that also allows you to both to verify and also report fraudulent numbers. So if you go to Telegram, look for FraudWall bot, and it would also allow you to be able to report on FraudWall as well. And please, there are a lot of stories, scam stories going on, especially the very popular ones where you see something, let's say an item you want to buy online. You reach out to the, the seller. The seller says, "Hey, I'll send a delivery person," and the delivery person comes with the item, right? They come with the item, you see the item, and then you initiate payment to the supposed owner of the item you've been chatting with, only to realize that this person actually doesn't own the item and also refer to it on the original seller's website or portal. So we have to be very careful when we're dealing with that. And that's what I'm saying. If you are not sure, simply dial *920# for *920 *419#, verify the number before you send, right? And please, 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 the only way we can get this and stop them in their actions and send this list with evidence for the telcos to block them is when you report it. Because if it happens to you and you don't report it, we will not be able to stop them in their tracks. They will continue to be doing it. They'll continue to be doing it, and people are just going to be scammed. So report it. So go to fraudwall.ai. If you, your family, anybody, any member, friends, colleagues, mates have been scammed, simply go to fraudwall.ai, right? Go to fraudwall.ai, report them. Let's process them and push them. Eventually we would integrate this into transaction flows and process flows that automatically will stop it before it gets too late. So the chat is open, right? Let me my camera is misbehaving. Let me stop it so that it doesn't give you guys. So the chat is open. Kindly feel free. Again, like I said, you can go in there, you know just putting the number and verify. It will go through our system. If that number is not fraudulent, you're going to get this. If there's some reports there, we're working on the case, you probably see a yellowish information. And if it's reported as scam, you're going to see a red one, and we'll tell you not to transact with it. And hopefully that should be blocked. Um, we get a common question on, okay, how do we source for the data? Well, it's crowdsourced, which means that if I'm scammed, if you are scammed, all I need to do is come to the portal and report it with the evidence. So if this activity happened, and as you can see so far, our numbers, the most of the fraud activities that are coming through our system so far are from WhatsApp. And that means that the activity was initiated from WhatsApp. So it could be impersonation, it could be someone that has hijacked other person's WhatsApp and is asking for money. But then there's also we've seen some reports followed by phone calls where people are impersonating or trying to coax you or do stuff for you to send. So what we do is that when you come to the platform, you report them. And now to do the report, we need to be sure that you are human and not a bot that is trying to sabotage the system. So we go through our own verification processes to make sure you're human. And then you go through the process of providing the number, providing the platform or where that fraud or scam happened. And then you upload any document, any file. So it could be screenshot, it could be the audio recording of the conversation, it could be anything you have as evidence. You need to upload that and add that to it. Because what we are doing is evidence based. And what happens is that the first pass is to run through our highly trained AI models will go through it and verify and give us the their process, their rating to say, hey, if it's, but then we don't allow the AI to do the final job. Once the AI gives its verdict, it still goes through a human case investigator. And I mentioned we are part of the association of certified fraud examiners. So we have certain processes and criteria we use to process, itemize, and list fraud. So a human investigator, a human case worker goes through the process as well to go over what the AI has done until we are, 100% sure that our AI is not capable of doing it. Then we do that. So, question here. So hi, Aram. Aram from, I think you're connecting with us from X. Aram is saying that. Let me come here so that we can see Aram's message very well. So ARAM is saying that if that number isn't in your database, but it had engaged in a fraudulent activity transaction, will you automatically add it in your database? ARAM, yes, that's what we are hoping to do. And that's why we are asking that if that, and just provide us, just come to the platform, report it, include, that, the evidence, which is, the if it's a WhatsApp conversation or the transaction, whatever, do it. We would have the AI run past it and we would escalate it for a human agent to review and process it. And once we list it, it's blocked, and that prevents that same person from scamming someone else. It will interest you that we've had situation whereby in a space of like I think 1 hour, we had like over 10 reports on a particular number, right? And the AI flagged them as unique reports. We checked it, and for that number, automatically that is blocked and listed, blacklisted on our portal. So then immediately, you know, he or she cannot do the same thing to another person, on the portal again, right? And then hopefully we are hoping that this is where the integrations would happen so that immediately, now imagine this, if we finally get to the point where it's integrated, then all you do is that you don't even necessarily need to come to FraudWall to do it again, because the telcos would have been integrated it to the point where all that happens is you are just doing your star 170 hash or star whatever that is, and then it's seamless, it's integrated. So it would not even, it would not hit, because we either tell you, hey, this number is fraud, or they would have gone through the process of removing it. And then that would make it safe. So yeah, that's the response to that. So again, remember, it's a crowdsourced AI-based platform. That means that we don't generate the numbers. These are actual fraudulent activities or scam activities that we are collecting these evidence and creating, blocking and blacklisting them, so that whether it's from remittance, right? So even if someone is sending a remittance, there's a portion of the platform called FraudWall Karma, which was coined by one of our engineers, where if the remittance, coming into that particular scam number, it would be blocked. Um, so where else are you streaming this? I would like to be involved in the conversation. Also, currently we're streaming on LinkedIn, which is where you are connecting with us from. It's also streamed on YouTube. It's on X, and I believe it's also on Facebook. Um, are you collaborating with a data protection agency? Yes, yes, yes. So um, FraudWall and Afrilogic, where we are actually developing a solution. We are compliant. We are data protection compliance, which means that we've gone through the certification program by Data Protection Commission. And if you look at the terms of use and the privacy policies, we are ensuring that, we're adhering to this thing. But it's good you brought it up. We are also striving very hard to work with both the NCA, the National Cybersecurity Authority, and then the telcos. Like, we are open. This is a private there's a private free platform that we are running, right? We have taken, because the scam is just too much, and we needed to find a way to go through it, right? So hey, thank you, Obedient, thank you. Yes. So, and we wanted to bring this conversation and have drive the awareness for this to happen. So yes, we are open for collaborations and integrations. So if you're also a fintech and you want to integrate it into your system, like if you're doing transactions and want to verify, yeah, just reach out to us. We'll connect you with our APIs, and you can connect it with it, and so you can perform the transaction verification before you send that out. Eliklim says, am I limited to only mobile money fraud? So yes, Eliklim, for now, the platform is technically monitoring and tracking mobile money transactions, like I mentioned, in the current state. On our roadmap, yeah, because this is an office hours, we can also talk about roadmap. So yeah, we can share with you what's coming in our roadmap. So on our roadmap, we have not just the mobile money transactions, but also being able to report things like social handles, so like Instagram accounts, and even personalities, right? Like maybe you've dealt, you have evidence of, someone you've dealt with and there's an issue. Yes, you can actually do that. But for right now, the biggest challenge we are having is mobile money fraud and transactional fraud. So that is what right now we are looking at. Fraud wall ideally is for now is concentrating on that. But like I said, on the roadmap, we're even going to even look at, fraudulent brands, so social media accounts that come up and are doing fraudulent things. Yeah, we will list there with all the evidence. So another question from Eliklim says, um, let's see, says that are my reports limited to only mobile money fraud cases? Yes. So for now, Eliklim, so for now, you can report mobile money fraud and transactions for now until our next release cycle where we add the other functionalities to it. um, that is how do you call it, that is what you can report for now. And yes, we're encouraging everybody. Look, fraud is not just it's no longer like a story. It's happening around us all the time, right? It's happening around us all the time. So if it happens to you and you are not reporting it, right, and you are not helping us track it and do stuff with it, then trust me, that it's not something that is far away from you. It could happen to your mother. It could happen to, like your dad, your siblings, it's happening to a lot of people. And look, it is not a matter of IQ. It is not a matter of being smart. Like I said, fraudsters are also evolving. Fraudsters are also evolving. So if you are if you are not, if you are not, I can't even say if you are not careful. But the thing is that we just all need it's a collective effort. It's a collective effort, and we all need to be part of it to make it work. So all we ask is star 920419, verify before you send, right? But if you see something, if you've been a victim, if you have any numbers, any stories, go to fraudwall.ai and report it. Just go to fraudwall.ai, report it. Let's take it from there and let's blacklist and block these numbers from causing havoc. People are, going through hard times to earn their, hard-earned monies, and then what's happening is that um, these people are just, these people are just taking out these monies. So share this. Let's be vigilant. Like I mentioned, be vigilant and be careful on social media. Like your appearances on social media, be vigilant and be careful, right? Because there are a whole lot of schemes happening, and be mindful of what you share on social media. Yes, like they say, all you need is data. But as you are on social media, be careful what you're sharing, because people can leverage a lot of information you're sharing on social media to social engineer, right? Social engineering to engineer and, activate phishing attacks and get access to your PIN numbers and can cause havoc. All right. Again, this is FraudWall Office Hours Live. You can join us with your questions about FraudWall, your questions about safety on the internet, your questions about, you know, how do I keep safe? How do I, you know, be safe when I'm transacting business and stuff like that? This is the office hours for Fraud War. So we've been running Fraud War, piloting Fraud War beginning of this year. And yeah, it's the response has been good, but we're still urging and entreating, all of you to share, to share this out, make it your de facto place where, you literally just go and report, so that the more you do the report for us, the more, we are able to get them out of the system. We're hoping that as soon, in the shortest possible time, we have this blacklist data set available for the telcos to block them, so that they don't continue to cause us havoc. Yeah, but in the meantime, yeah, drop your questions. Let's answer it. Any clarifications, any concerns, any confusions. Yeah, and again, remember that the MTN breach is they've officially share this. That means that you need to be careful when you are using MTN Momo, at least for for this period. If you spot any anomaly or spot anything that is out of the usual, please report it to MTN. Don't engage it. I am seeing content creators asking their fellows to change their pins after the MTN thing. Um, yes, that is true. That is true. You are seeing them. Um, you are seeing them say that, but the issue is that if you ask me, right? Just a sec. I want to see if I can. Anyway, that's it. Yeah. All right. So, early clean. Yeah, like I said, some people are saying to, but the thing is that my advice would be, as of now, we don't know the extent to which the system has been compromised. As you can see from what MTN said, it says we are working closely with leading cybersecurity experts and are conducting a forensic investigation to assess any impact to our environment in line with our established security protocols. The investigation is still ongoing, and we are devoting the requisite resources to resolve this matter. As a reminder, customers are encouraged to remain vigilant and follow regular security measures as such. So, if you ask me, right, that's what I'm saying. If you ask me, my technical opinion would be: don't be in a rush to change your PIN if you've not had any suspicious activities. This is why I'm saying that, because we don't know, unless of course MTN is telling us that they've secured the platform and that you can do that. It will just be another of your pings you are sharing for whoever has compromised access to the system to use. So if you've not identified any unusual activity, keep it that way until MTN resolves the issues and says that we have fully secured our platform and therefore now you can go and change your pin. But if you don't see any unusual activity, and it's not as if you've not, don't try putting in that information. For all you know, you are just sharing another pin for the people who have compromised to it. So we're hoping MTN comes out at least a bit sooner to let us. And some these things can take some time, but then again, hey, this is a high stakes, because remember, once MTN and the other mobile money operators have gone into this space, it's just like banking, and they need to also ensure that we have bank level securities on our account and on our systems. It could also be compromised mobile money, the Momo apps, right? It could be some vulnerabilities in there that has been exposed, and this calls for some of the frameworks and policies we need to look into, especially when it comes to um, um, you know um, financial platforms and applications. But yeah, but hey, like they say, no system is 100% perfect. So we just engage on best practices and constantly perform updates and patches to make sure our systems are functional. So yeah. So again, FraudWall is here for you. FraudWall is here for you to use. FraudWall is here for you to at least give you some relief. We're saying that verify before you send, star 920 star 419 hash, or go to fraudwall.ai, right? Right here. You can go to fraudwall.ai from here, and then, just report the number, verify or report the number. And the more we do this, the more we take them out one after the other, right? And we are reaching out, like I said, we are leveraging best practices, and we are hoping to work with the necessary agencies, so that this is properly integrated across board, and then we can stop and remove them from the system. So fraudwall.ai star 920 star 419 hash, or you can use the Telegram bot, fraudwall bot. Let me see if I can pull this up somewhere on the Telegram thing, so that I can share that with you. In the meantime, um, kindly drop your questions for us so that we can share with you. I think I shared a few of the updates in terms of the amount. And whilst we um, whilst we're talking about fraud wall, I want to use this opportunity to it it is a hard one. Just a sec. Let's see. I have seen a question. Ellie Klim says that how soon are reports taking up? So it's actually automatic and it's immediate. So as soon as you report it, the system starts processing it, and then based on that, we would would send the feedback to determine the status of that. Um, while we are here on the subject of fraud wall, I want to um, hmm, I want to solemnly use this opportunity to celebrate and memorialize one of our lead engineers who worked on FraudWall. So the UI you're seeing, the FraudWall front end you're seeing, um, was one of the works of one of my um, engineers and mentees, Prince Adimado, who actually built that UI you're seeing. So in the couple of days, you might probably see pop-ups when you go to FraudWall, honoring him for the hard work, he did in putting FraudWall, making FraudWall what it is, and for us to look. Um, would always remember him for this. Would always he will always be part of the FraudWall endeavor, and we would not forget his contributions to the fight against fraud. And yeah, may he so rest in peace. Yeah, may he so rest in peace. It's a hard one, but um, for us to know that he contributed to the fight for fraud, and this is what we are celebrating and we are seeing today. So this is one of his handiworks. Yes. So let's all be safe. And if you have any questions, again, relating fraud war and stuff like that, yes, thank you, Ali Premier and the team. And yeah, the team at Archaeologic have done an amazing work doing this. The back office team, the DevOps team, the creative team, or the runaway creative team, the people who ran away, Selma, Ife, all of them, the earlier pioneers of fraud who ran away, Fifi, Domain, all of you, right? Yeah, this is to you all. Your contributions have made this possible today, and today we officially ask people to leverage it to share, so that we build something and fight the fraud. Fraud and scam is not a one-person thing. You can't fight it alone. It's a collective thing. And I'm calling on all the relevant agencies, from the National Cybersecurity Authority, from NCA to the telcos, the communication and IT ministries. Yeah, we are ready to collaborate. We are ready to put this out there. We are ready to integrate it so that we together we can stop this. We can stop this menace. Yeah, we can stop this menace. Yes, I know, right? In back office. Yeah. So yeah, but like there are a lot of interesting things coming up on the roadmap for fraud war. Like I mentioned, it will not just be just mobile money transactions. There'll be other interesting things as well. The other part of fraud war that will come live. Once that happens, we don't want to spill the beans. It's on our roadmap, but then once that happens as well, um, we would also leverage that um, to we'll leverage that to also um, make it an interesting side. So yeah, if you have any questions on this, we have about 10 minutes to go, and let's see if I can we can share a few things quickly whilst we are here. We like to we like to support ourselves and make things interesting. So the couple of activities and actions happening that we would want to um, bring your attention to. One of them is a session that I am hosting uh, pretty soon. So I'm going to um, let me share that. Let me share that so that we can quickly talk about it. So just um, make a date with us, myself, talking. I'll be talking about a lot of AI stuff since Fraud was here. Come see how some of the modules that probably we use in FraudWall and how to build that. So I'll be touching base on building agents with Azure AI Foundry on the 17th of May. That is after Global Azure Bootcamp. That's happening on the 10th of May, right? At the Jackson's Institute NIT on the Ring Road. But yeah, make a date. You can join us for that conversation as well, where I'll be talking a lot about how to build AI agents and yeah, how we use some of these AI tools and LLMs in developing our solutions. Yeah, once again, this is the live FraudWall office hours. We're talking about FraudWall, what it is, how to use it, how to get involved, and then also, staying safe online by all means from your WhatsApp. And yeah, a couple of things I want to share, especially um, when people ask you for, oh, like especially WhatsApp, some of the things are so, we say that, okay, if it smells like fraud, you know, if it smells like fraud, just verify before you send. All right. Now, when a lot of the times when our WhatsApp accounts are compromised and you get all this message from people you already know, Charlie, send me money. The easiest you can do is pick up the phone and video call the person. Okay. And I'm saying video call because I have also had instances where people are using AI. I won't mention some of the name of the tools. They're using AI to actually play back the person's voice for you to feel that the person is actually so call the person on video call. Even that, but at least call the person on video call. Talk to the person, confirm before you go straight, you try to send the money before you become a victim. It's hard to recall monies that has already been sent. So let's be vigilant, let's be careful when we are sending some of these things, right? So that is what I would advise. Let's stay safe out there, let's stay vigilant on it, right? But again, if it smells fishy, if it smells funny, like I say, just verify it. Go to fraudwall.ai, putting the number, verify it, right? If it's clean, if it's clean, there you go, right? So yeah, make sure definitely I'm putting in a fake phone number, so it's not allowing me to do that. But yes, make sure that if it's clean, if it doesn't seem, just verify it. If they've been scammed, please come and report it. Either use fraudwall.ai or use our short code star 920 hash. No, star 920 star 419 hash. Again, let me take it again. Let me take it again, right? Actually, let me put this here so that let's bring this back. Let me switch it so that we can see the short code and use the short code. Yep, this is a short code. Don't mind the scammers, okay? Don't mind the scammers. Verify and report them. Either use fraudwall.ai right on your screens or just do star 920 star #419# to verify before you send. Verify before you send. Let's all stop fraud together. It is a collective responsibility. Let's stop it together. Let's share the information. Let's report the numbers. Build a strong backend or database that we can all stop this fraud. And as they are getting sophisticated, we are also upping and understand. Use this opportunity to educate people around you. Make it a point to educate your colleagues at work, your family members, your parents, your siblings, your let's educate ourselves. The level at which this is happening is getting alarming, and people are losing a lot of money. And MTN, please, please, we're waiting. We're depending on you. Let's get this resolved and bring back the confidence of Momo transactions. It's not now that they're taking e-levy of that, Charlie. We'll all be scared to send mobile money, right? So please, 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 MTN, do this for us. Um, check with the time. Office hours are just about an hour for us to talk about fraud war and some of these things. I believe I've answered all the questions. Thank you for all those who join us. If you have any last minute questions, you can drop it here. Um, you can drop it here for us to quickly take a look at. Else, we will be getting ready to wrap up. Uh, yeah, we'll be getting ready to wrap up. And yeah, if you happen to see or hear anything about fraud, don't forget to put it on FraudWall, right? So, without much ado, people, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. If you have any questions, these are the socials: FraudWall GH on Instagram and X, and FraudWall AI on LinkedIn and Facebook. Go ahead, put your questions there, throw stuff there. We'll get back to you on it. Is there a question? Are you going to do this every week? No, no. We already have a lot of streams happening, but this is going to be, I believe, once a month, a live office hours for fraud wall. It might be me on it. It might be another person from the fraud wall team. I just happen to do the office hours today. It could be any of the other fraud members. It could be another examiner. It could be someone talking about something else. It could be bringing in a fraud expert, or a behavioral expert, or anything that has to do with fraud and stuff like that. It could be bringing someone to talk about it. But today is just primarily me, just me talking about it. But yes, it's every month, once a month, there's going to be office hours for Fraud War live. So yeah, if you have any questions on that, you can bring it as well. Yeah. Yeah, and look out for FraudWall at events and activations around. We like to go out. And feel free, if you are in any of the universities and you want to be FraudWall ambassador, spreading the word about fraud, please reach out to any of our social media. Or just send us like an email or something. We would respond, right? My team will respond to you, would get in touch with you, and then we'll connect with you. um yeah, there are some other interesting things planned, but yeah, I'll just leave it for the next live. You see what people think when we hit the streets and we talk to people about what they understand by fraud and whether they can make out fraudulent requests from from genuine. It's quite interesting, right? So yeah, people, thank you so much. um I hope you had a good lunch break, as this was done lunchtime. Um, keep keep watching this space for all the other interesting things that will be happening forward. But here, please share the word, spread the news. Let's have friends, family, and all that. You know, let's have them. Let's have them. Log on to it so you can scan the QR code here. Yeah, that's the QR code is up here. So just scan this or take a picture of it and allow them, to go report and do stuff on FraudWall. With that said, people, I would I'm signing out, but it's not the end. You're gonna see and hear from me. Until then, let's all stay safe. And when you see something, say something. Let's stop fraud. And remember, verify before you send. Have the best of the day, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Make you no go fall like fraud. Make you catch them, name them, shame them for fraud. This is serious. Online fraud near dangerous. This is serious. Online fraud
Make
near
you check them,
dangerous.
check them all.
Star 920 star 419 hash.
Mantio.
Star 920 star 419 hash.
Check them on
FraudWall.
check them on
FraudWall. Overrandom. Overrandom.
Frosters,
Overrandom. Overrandom.
Frosters,
Overrandom.
FraudWall be you warm up,
Overrandom. Overrandom.
FraudWall be you warm up.
Overrandom.
Yeah, you are the Frosters.
Moveda.
Yeah, you are the scammers.
Moveda.
Online fraudsters on my last stop. And it's over checking fraud
Moveda.
fraud world, fraud world. Scam may be our last
Moveda.
stop. Hey.